Hey everyone. Welcome to my channel B&B Glow. Rich's hatred of Nick reveals Brooke's obsession, and Taylor's desperate expression says it everything. According to spoilers for Bold and Beautiful, Rich Forrester's jealous hate of Nick Marone reveals his true love for Brooke Logan, which leads to Taylor Hayes' desperate realization. Is the past happening again? When Rich's Nick hatred reveals a broken obsession, Taylor's desperate face says it all. One glimpse of Taylor's desperation reveals the truth that Rich cannot conceal. It's the look that says it all. Soap fans, get your Kleenex ready because Taylor Hayes is going to experience heartbreak once more. That brief expression of utter despair on Rebecca Budig's face in the most recent teaser? It gives us everything we need to know about the direction this plot is taking, and believe me when I say that our favorite psychiatrist is not going to fare well. The silence before the certain storm. Let's discuss what's actually going on here. As if they were meant to be together forever, Rich Forrester and Taylor have been living in their own little dream world, moving her into the mansion and playing house. From June 9th to 13th, 2025, we have been inundated with scenes of Rich and Taylor being happy. They are talking about their future, making plans, and hugging. And you know what that signifies if you've been watching soap operas for longer than 5 minutes. It's the traditional arrangement. With a neon sign, the authors are essentially hinting at what will happen next. The problem is that, even if Rich wants to act like he's over Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, what happens the moment Taylor says that Brooke can no longer meddle with them? His expression completely shifts. The truth is briefly revealed as the mask comes off. He still has feelings for her. He will never move on from her. Presenting Nick Marone, the disaster catalyst. This is where things start to get really juicy. On June 16, 2025, Nick Marone, Jack Wagner, will make his triumphant comeback, and he won't be stopping by for coffee. No, this man's goal is to finally claim Brooke as his own and remove her from the poisonous cycle she has been on with Rich for decades. What's even more shocking is that in the teaser that has everyone talking, Rich says to Taylor, "I don't like the guy." But it's how he says it, not what he says. And above all, it's Taylor's reaction. That desperate expression on her face? She is aware. She knows right away. Rich isn't doing this to keep her or their relationship safe. The fact that another man, particularly that man, is snooping around Brooke is sheer, unadulterated jealousy. If you are unfamiliar with this show, you may not understand the depth of this rivalry, so allow me to explain. They have been fighting for Brooke for years, and Rich and Nick are half-brothers. Yes, it's confusing. Welcome to Soapland. We are discussing a rivalry that has involved marriages, alleged fatalities, and more drama than you can handle. What about Taylor? Taylor, poor guy, has gone on this path countless times. She had witnessed Rich declare his love for Brooke. She has heard all the protestations of love and all the promises. However, the second time a man expresses interest in Brooke, jealousy drives Rich insane, and he rushes back to his destiny. Watching a train crash in slow motion is similar to that, but this train has been collapsing for decades. The not-so-secret campaign of Eric. Additionally, if Taylor believed that her main concerns were Nick and Brooke, she was mistaken. Her purported ally and Rich's own father, Eric Forrester, John McCook, is avidly pushing for a bridge reunion. He was involved in the entire fashion show plot to reunite Rich and Brooke, and he has made it very apparent that Rich should be with Brooke rather than Taylor. Is it possible? The father of your partner is actually against you. And now that Nick is involved? Since he is aware of what is going to happen, Eric is most likely dancing joyfully. The text on the wall, highlighted, bold, and underlined. What really irritates me about this whole issue is that Taylor is aware of what is about to happen. That desperate expression isn't one of astonishment or bewilderment. It's acknowledgement. The image is that of a woman who has come to terms with the fact that she has been living in denial, believing that this time would be different. Rich would actually pick her this time. However, the entire house of cards collapses with just one reference to Nick chasing Brooke. Taylor doesn't have to listen to Rich vent about Nick out of jealousy. She doesn't have to see him gazing at Brooke's photo with longing. She can read between the lines with just one comment, "I don't like the guy." As she had prior experience here. She is well versed in this script. What takes place next? The bombshell from Naples. Just wait until we reach those Italy episodes in late July if you think Rich's envy is severe right now. There will be an accident in Naples that is unique and very important to the plot, according to executive producer Bradley Bell. In soap lingo, do you know what that means? Rich will come to the life-or-death conclusion that Brooke is his genuine love. Because it seems that this man needs a near-death experience to realize what everyone else already knows, he will always pick Brooke. Can you picture yourself in Taylor's shoes? After you've moved in with him and started making plans for the future, all of a sudden, your entire relationship may end in your sight with just one jealous remark about Nick. Furthermore, there is nothing you can do to prevent it. The most important question, will Taylor learn at last? I would like to know when Taylor says enough. Please let me know if you agree. How many times must she experience this same thing until she understands that Ridge will never be hers? Because, let's be honest, Taylor works as a psychologist. She is expected to comprehend human patterns and behavior. However, she repeatedly falls into the same trap when it comes to Ridge. Despite knowing the history and seeing the warning signs, she persuades herself that this time will be different. I can tell she's now beginning to understand by the desperate expression on her face. Will she do anything about it, though? Will she be able to leave with her dignity? Or when Ridge eventually returns to Brooke, will she stay for yet another round of heartache? I'm betting on heartbreak. Because certain things never change, and this is the bold and the beautiful. Ridge's obsession for Brooke will never go away. The consolation prize will always be Taylor. What about Nick? He may be the impetus behind the final, permanent dissolution of this masquerade. What are your thoughts? Is it possible for Taylor to disregard what is directly in front of her? Or is she destined to keep going through this cycle? From my vantage point, that desperate expression indicates that she already knows the answer, and it will destroy her once more. Brooke Logan will be shocked by Nick Marone's return to Los Angeles in the meantime, particularly when he tries to win her over with a kiss. Brooke will provide Katie with updates later, so she may analyze Nick's kiss and decide who would be the best fit for her sister. Will Katie push Brooke back towards Nick, or will she continue to feel that she belongs with Ridge? When Ridge learns that Nick has returned and that he is once more in Brooke's sphere of influence, he will complain. In the end, Taylor and Ridge will have a sincere talk that is likely to get challenging. According to B&B teasers, Taylor will come to a difficult realization about Ridge's continued affections for Brooke and the fact that they still have a problem. Although Taylor may wish that they can solve the issue, that optimism will soon be dashed in the upcoming episodes. Ridge and Nick could expect to become tense conversation subjects when Brooke and Taylor will eventually collide. When it comes to Brooke, Ridge will confront Nick and display his protective nature. Nick won't care that Ridge doesn't want his half-brother around and will make it obvious that Ridge no longer has any influence over Brooke's romantic destiny. Hope Logan will protest since she would like not to have any competition from Carter Walton when Steffi contacts Daphne Rose and tries to get her back in Los Angeles. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, the week of June 16th to 20th will be full of surprises, so check in for all the fun. The Bold and the Beautiful sneak peek. Nick's comeback may make Brooke wonder, Ridge who? This week on The Bold and the Beautiful, Nick Marone, a familiar face, makes an unexpected return to Los Angeles, causing a flurry of emotions for the Forresters and Logans. Longtime viewers will recall Nick as one of Brooke Logan's most interesting and complex romantic interests. He posed a threat to Ridge Forrester's authority in Brooke's life and introduced a heated new element to the series. Now that Nick is back on the canvas, seasoned fans are questioning whether history will repeat itself. May Nick's homecoming undermine Ridge's seemingly secure place in Brooke's heart, and may she once more find herself caught between two very different men? The scene is set for a potentially explosive plot that might unexpectedly upend the lives of the Spencers, Logans, and Forresters. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Jack Wagner's character Nick Marone has always been intriguing. Since his 2003 debut, Nick has played a pivotal role in the love and business plotlines of the show. In contrast to the refined, fashion-forward Ridge Forrester, Nick was a tough, gregarious sea captain with a keen business sense. In contrast to the frequently turbulent, on-again, off-again relationship she had with Ridge, his relationship with Brooke Logan was based on friendship, passion, and respect for one another. Nick and Brooke were one of the most adored pairs on the show for years because of their captivating chemistry. People start talking as soon as Nick returns to Los Angeles. The timing couldn't be more dramatic. After enduring innumerable storms, Ridge and Brooke have recently found themselves in a position of fresh stability and devotion. The two have repeatedly battled to re-establish their love despite betrayals, miscommunications, and outside influences. However, Nick's return is like putting a match into dry kindling since fans are aware that the bold and the beautiful thrives on complex love triangles. When Brooke first sees Nick again, she experiences a mix of emotional turmoil, nostalgia, and astonishment. Their brief marriage, their intense love affair, and even the child they lost together are all memories she cherishes. Nick served as a haven for Brooke during some of her worst hours, despite her insistence that Ridge is the greatest love of her life. Her long-buried emotions are unavoidably rekindled by his homecoming. Will Brooke find herself wondering if Ridge really has her heart, or will she be able to fight the pull of the past? Nick's return poses an immediate threat to Ridge. The two men have a lengthy and acrimonious past that includes personal conflicts over Brooke's affections as well as professional disputes at Forrester Creations. Nick's presence would undoubtedly rekindle Ridge's fears, as Ridge has never completely forgiven him for the moments he captured Brooke's heart. Ridge believes that he and Brooke are a good match, but he is aware that Nick gives her something that he cannot, a love that is different from the decades of baggage that Ridge and Brooke have in common. Soon, Ridge might have to struggle more than ever to keep Brooke by his side as Nick quietly, or maybe not so quietly, rekindles their relationship. Nick's reappearance has an effect on more than just Ridge and Brooke. Forrester Creations itself might be rocked by his arrival. Nick has a wealth of business experience as a previous executive and former CEO of Marone Industries. Could he also be coming back with career goals? Expect tensions to rise between Nick and Ridge, as well as with other influential people like Steffi Forrester, Eric Forrester, and possibly Hope Logan, if he tries to re-enter the Forrester corporate empire. Nick's complex past with other characters on the program adds yet another level of drama. There's a chance that his previous relationship with Ridge's ex-wife and kid mother, Taylor Hayes, will resurface. There are still unresolved sentiments between Taylor and Nick, who once had a close bond. New conflicts and emotional upheaval may result if Taylor finds herself lured back to Nick, especially if Brooke learns of any remaining bond between them. Not to be overlooked is Brooke's daughter Bridget Forrester, who also has a turbulent past with Nick. Nick and Bridget were once married, and they had a kid together, but sadly, their boy passed away soon after birth. Bridget's response to Nick's homecoming may be emotionally difficult as she strikes a balance between the potential for a rebuilt familial bond and the sad memories of their shared history. How will Nick's status with Brooke change if he tries to mend his friendship with Bridget? Brooke will probably receive support from the Logan sisters, who are always fiercely protective of one another, as she makes her way through this emotional minefield. Brooke may receive guidance and support from Donna and Katie Logan, who both have complex romantic histories, as she struggles with her feelings for Ridge and Nick. Donna might adopt a more romantic perspective on giving love another chance, while Katie, in particular, might remind Brooke of the heartache Nick once caused her. Nick's comeback is seen by devoted viewers as a tribute to the show's lengthy history and nuanced character dynamics. It also presents new possibilities for dramatic narrative. Will Nick be portrayed as the hero, the antagonist, or a middle ground? Could Ridge become more vulnerable and reflective as a result of his return? Could Brooke find that her feelings for Ridge aren't as strong as she thought they were? This plotline is so intriguing since the possibilities are so limitless. Behind the scenes, Nick Marone's return is a calculated attempt to breathe fresh air into the series' enduring romantic relationships. Legacy characters that carry years of complex history with them always have a place, even though newer characters like Hope, Liam, Steffi, and Finn have just taken center stage. Nick's presence acts as a reminder of the characters' true connections and the ways in which their past choices still influence their current circumstances decades later. Online, fans are already discussing the possible implications of Nick's comeback. There is a lot of conjecture on social media. Will Brooke and Nick resume their romance? Would Nick be able to make new friends with Deacon Sharp or possibly Bill Spencer? Could he form unanticipated rivalries with existing power brokers such as Carter Walton or Thomas Forrester? The viewers are excited to watch how everything plays out, and the showrunners have a wealth of narrative alternatives at their disposal. Fundamentally, epic love tales, surprising betrayals, and unexpected turns are what make The Bold and the Beautiful so successful. Nick Marone's comeback is expected to provide all three in abundance. One thing is certain, his presence will not go unnoticed, regardless of whether he returns as a reformed man seeking atonement or as a cunning suitor prepared to win Brooke back. As the weeks pass, viewers will be eager to see if Brooke is once again left wondering, Ridge who? This developing plotline is a wonderful reminder of why viewers have been enthralled with the bold and the beautiful for more than 30 years. The complex web of relationships, the intensity of emotions, and the recurring question of whether true love can truly triumph over everything are more important than the glitzy attire or the opulent Los Angeles setting. Fans wouldn't have it any other way, as the writers set the stage for one of the most captivating love triangles the program has seen in years with Nick's return. Nick's rosy comeback, Rich's envy, and Luna's audacious step. Nevertheless, Rich Forrester is envious of Brooke Logan's love reunion. Keep reading and let's chat about what is coming up in the CBS soap drama. Don't forget to check out our B&B spoilers for next week, here. Nick Marone is back. Fans will witness Brooke receive an unexpected blast from the past in the upcoming episode. Nick arrives with what looks to be a crimson rose in his hand. Brooke's mouth drops as she sees her ex-boyfriend. The blonde's eyes widen as she realizes that Nick is standing in front of her. See what transpired in the most recent B&B episode by reading this. Some things never change, Nick replies with a smile and a laugh. Nick is probably going to rave about Brooke's beauty. The romantic reunion of Brooke Logan. 4 months, fans have been listening to Brooke complain about missing Ridge. The blonde has made every effort to win back her ex-husband. Ridge is obviously still deeply in love with Brooke. He is committed to upholding the promise he made to Taylor Hayes, though. Ridge tells Taylor about Nick re-entering Brooke's life in a sneak peek. To us, that sounds like jealousy. Brooke's turbulent past was evident in her statements. Brooke has experienced controversy, heartbreak, and betrayal during her many relationships over the years, most notably with Rich Forrester. Despite everything, she continues to be one of the bold and the beautiful's most resilient and upbeat characters. She gave Hope a heartfelt and illuminating recipe for success in love on June 13th, giving audiences a better understanding of Brooke's perspective on the complex world of romance following everything she has been through. Recent occurrences in Hope's personal life served as the impetus for their chat. Hope has been going through her share of emotional upheaval lately, juggling co-parenting with Liam, battling residual feelings for Thomas, and attempting to find happiness for herself in the middle of the storm. Hope's mother used the opportunity to offer some guidance based on her extensive personal experience as Hope expressed her doubts to Brooke. Step 1. Use your head while following your heart. Many fans would identify Brooke's first piece of counsel to Hope as a tenet that has guided her own life. She admonished Hope to temper passion with reason, but she also urged her to follow her heart when it came to matters of love. Brooke is more aware than most of how enticing love can be and how simple it is to get caught up in the thrill of a fresh romance only to discover that strong emotions are insufficient to maintain a long-term partnership. Hope was gently reminded by Brooke that stability, trust, and shared beliefs are just as vital as passion. One couldn't help but think of Brooke's own turbulent past with Ridge, Deacon, Bill, and others as she talked. She has had both stable relationships that ended because of treachery or changing priorities, as well as flaming romances that ended in flames. After years of learning the hard way, Brooke has adopted a more seasoned viewpoint, which is shown in her advice to Hope to utilize both her emotions and her head. The second step is to not be scared of second chances. Brooke also stressed the value of second chances and forgiveness. On the bold and the beautiful, this is arguably one of the most defining aspects of Brooke's life. Despite betrayals, miscommunications, and outside intervention, Brooke and Ridge have consistently found their way back to one another. Brooke told Hope that sometimes love is about accepting that people make mistakes but can grow and develop, and being willing to forgive and move on. Hope, who has been struggling with complex feelings for Thomas Forrester, found this particular bit of counsel particularly poignant. Even though Thomas has caused a lot of suffering in the past, he has improved as a father and a man. Brooke's message was quite clear. If someone has demonstrated genuine improvement and the possibility of a healthy future, don't let previous hurt stop you from falling in love. Step 3. Guard your value as a person. Brooke encouraged Hope to always put herself and her happiness first during one of their more tearful exchanges. Brooke acknowledged that there were moments in her life when she let her need for approval and affection take precedence over her own dignity. Hope was warned by her not to do the same mistake twice. Love ought to uplift you rather than depress you. No relationship is worth surrendering one's firmly held beliefs or sacrificing one's dignity. Throughout her own path, Brooke has had several instances where she prioritized the happiness of others over her own, sometimes at tremendous personal expense. In particular, Her marriage to Ridge has been put to the test by innumerable betrayals, rivalries, and adultery. However, Brooke has gained the strength to maintain her ground and demand the respect she is due. She felt obliged to impart this hard-won knowledge to her daughter. Step 4. Don't follow your fears. On The Bold and the Beautiful, fear has ruined a lot of relationships. Brooke was open with Hope about how fear may cause individuals to make bad decisions because they are afraid of losing love, being alone, or making errors. Hope was urged by Brooke not to let fear to control her choices. Rather, she encouraged her to be courageous, truthful, and open to taking emotional chances when it seems appropriate. Fans are aware that Brooke and Hope have previously battled this. Reluctance and a dread of being judged have plagued Hope's continuous struggle between her devotion to Liam and her affections for Thomas. Brooke's support acted as a reminder that pursuing true happiness frequently necessitates taking bold, confident risks. Step 5. Have faith in the resilience of love. Her faith in the enduring power of love was perhaps the most moving lesson to be learned from Brooke's talk. Brooke still believes in love in spite of everything she has been through, including betrayals, scandals, and heartbreaks. She assured Hope that although love isn't always flawless, it's worth battling for when it's genuine. One of her most distinctive qualities has been her optimism, which still motivates the folks around her as well as the viewers at home. Important responses and consequences. This touching conversation between Brooke and Hope may have hinted at future developments in both of their storylines in addition to being a sweet mother-daughter encounter. Hope may find that Brooke's counsel gives her the motivation she needs to face her feelings for Thomas and determine whether or not she is prepared to give him another chance. Even if Liam is still in her life, Hope's heart might be gravitating in a different direction, and Brooke's encouragement might give her the courage to go in that direction. Given the possible turmoil in Brooke's own romantic life, these words might have fresh meaning for her. Brooke might soon find herself at another romantic crossroads due to the startling rumors that Nick Marone might return to Los Angeles. Brooke might need to heed her own counsel regarding second chances, defending her self-worth, and overcoming fear if Nick reappears in her life, bringing back unpleasant memories and unresolved emotions. Fans' reactions to the touching scene. As usual, viewers expressed their opinions about the June 13th show on social media. Many commended the authors for providing Brooke and Hope with such an authentic and poignant scene. Seeing Brooke reflect on her past with such honesty and sensitivity was appreciated by longtime watchers who have followed her turbulent love life for decades. Given the current Thomas turmoil, some fans conjectured that Brooke's counsel is laying the groundwork for significant changes in Hope's plot. Others questioned whether Brooke's remarks would soon apply to her own romantic life as she deals with Ridge's current difficulties or Nick's possible comeback. The legacy of Logan. A poignant reminder of the Logan family's ongoing presence on The Bold and the Beautiful was provided by Brooke's chat with Hope. The Logans have been at the heart of some of the most recognizable plots on the show for years, and scenes like this highlight how fans connect with their friendship. Despite experiencing loss, betrayal, and heartache, the Logan ladies have always persevered by supporting one another. Although Brooke's role as matriarch has changed throughout time, her devotion to her kids, especially Hope, has remained a pillar of her personality. Hope now bears the strength and knowledge her mother has given her as she faces her own romantic crossroads. Gazing ahead. A lovely reminder of The Bold and the Beautiful's capacity to combine poignant character moments with more expansive dramatic arcs was provided by the June 13th episode. Even if Brooke and Hope's romantic lives are still filled with uncertainty, one thing is certain. Both women are stronger and wiser as a result of their shared experiences and the lessons they have learned. Viewers can anticipate these discussions to reverberate across future episodes as the summer heats up. Will Hope follow her mom's counsel and take a chance on giving Thomas another opportunity? If Nick resurfaces in Brooke's life, will she soon have to use her own recipe for love? Fans are excitedly following every development in the drama, which is far from over.